Welcome to Center Hice Productions, and we're doing a second taping of the Pittsburgh Steelers episode number two. And it's reviewing yesterday's game with the Steelers and the Bills. So, first, if you could please hit the likes and subscribes below, muchly be appreciated. And tell your friends and family. Let's try to get 100 views on this, 150. That would be nice. Anyway, we're gonna go into this game again. I was kind of surprised. I didn't expect the Steelers to fare well, but we won the game 27-15. Quite a lot of strong performances. This is looking like we got a lot to be excited about, Steelers fans. Um, We'll just go over the stats of the game. 20 first downs for the Bills, 17 for the Steelers. Passing yardage was 267 for the Bills, 144 for the Steelers. Rushing yards was 72 for the Bills, 121, which is nice to see because it shows that the Steelers are now realizing and starting to use that rushing game, and that's a big positive. Total yards was in favor of the Bills, 339 and 265. The Bills had possession of the ball 28 minutes and 53 seconds, while the Steelers had it for 31 minutes and 7 seconds. There were 4 turnovers by the Bills and 1 by the Steelers. This is excellent. It just shows you that, yeah, maybe Allen and the Bills were doing a lot of passing for sure, but 4 turnovers speaks volumes. And when you look at this game and only one for us, that shows a lot of awareness. And so we get right to the scoring process of it all. We look at, again, Pickett and Pickens. There's something magical there. You can see it, right? That they were in for the first 2 series. Pickett was, but he got the job done in those 2 series. We had, Jalen Warren scoring on a possession, and then Fairmouth scored. And after that, we didn't score till later when Trubinsky took over with Connor Hayward scoring, and a couple field goals by Boswell, which you can always rely on Boswell to come through. But this was an exceptional. I was highly impressed watching the highlights of this game, and it was nice on Franco Harris's day, I would call it, where they hung up and retired his jersey, and watched that as well. And I'm sure you all did if you're a Steelers fan. Exceptional, well done by Art Rooney. Thank you. I got to say, impressive. And the Steelers are always impressive that way with their people. They treat their team very well. So this was nice to see an honor done to Franco Harris, such a gentleman. Shame that he didn't live to see this. I sit there and I still can't fathom he looked so good not long before he passed. But anyway, nice to see. And the Steelers came out and performed, even in an exhibition game. I thought we were going to get chewed up. We didn't. And this Austin the Third is blowing my mind. This guy's speed is just phenomenal. Once again, he's impressing me. I get blown away. It was nice to see Fairmouth get involved in this one, and had a lot of involvement in it. And it seems like between Pickens and Fairmount, there seems to be a lot of chemistry there with Pickett, and I like what I'm seeing from all of them, and I see such improvements in all of them. Even to see a block thrown out by Johnson when Warren went in for the touchdown. It was just nice to see this, and totally impressive. There were so many positives. I mean, my God, the defense with Highsmith and the pressure that defensive line was putting on Allen, and it just seems, we might think with all the exceptional grade of that club, it just seems like maybe it's the style of coaching that Tomlin brings to it, because it's starting to look like with the aggressive coaching, with the pressure that we put on Allen, it doesn't allow him to free loose up, and fire his cannon down the field because he's got a wicked arm. So I like the way the Steelers handled him defensively, and Highsmith, Helbig, these guys were, and of course, Watt is always big, but there's so many that were I could talk about on that list that it was incredible. Holcomb, the amount of pressure they put on Allen was just incredible, and a good job. So that showed a good. The defense line looks incredible, and I do like what I'm seeing out of our offensive line as well. It seems like Pickett now is getting the time, so he finally has uh, protection. So nice to see. This was what we were waiting for some time. Nice to see us using the running game. Now it's funny because it seems like Warren and McFarland had a lot more of the load today in that the running game. Seemed like Harris was stifled a bit. Didn't gain much yardage, although they glue him pretty closely. So with that being said, however, these things will change as the season goes on. However, very big positives, and then to see Joey Porter Jr. and make that nice interception towards the end of the game. Again, showing some signs of what's coming from him. Is he going to be the next great corner? And with that leadership of Patrick Peterson, I just think everything is gelling so nicely. And what I like about this whole damn thing is you see the way the chemistry is coming together with the entire team and the way they're gelling and the camaraderie. We're starting to see signs of what we've seen in the early 2000s when Cowher was there towards the end and Tomlin just took over. So seeing Tomlin's effect, it seems like the Steelers had to almost take a few back steps to get back to this. Because I'll tell you, getting rid of the poison, and it runs through sports. We had this problem with hockey. I do a Habs channel, and it's the same thing. You gotta get the poison out of the locker room. And it seemed like once they realized that Claypool and Bush, as super talented as the two were, they were just utmost a poison, and it's a shame because I was big fans of both of them. But when I would see their attitudes, the nonchalantness of Claypool, and yet he's a Canadian like myself, and I'm like, with all that talent, buddy, you're just too damn cocky with the music on the field. That's just not the way it works in a team sport that is, professional sport especially. And Devin Bush, the attitude I seen out of him for what was supposed to end up being the Devin Bush or the Shazier replacement, no comparison. So I'm kind of glad they let him walk. His attitude stunk. So just seeing the replacements that they put in his place, like Holcomb and so many more in Hellbig, these guys with Highsmith, sorry, and what a defensive line! It's just incredible in the linebackers. I think they got a little work to do in the midfield section of their defense, linebacker area. I think though that'll come. But however, overall, the way that team is gelling, there's so many positives that you can take from it. I just see it all over the field. I see a majority coming. Pickett looks ready to take over that entire offense now. He just looks so much more poised than Trubinsky. Trubinsky, I don't know, man. Not a bad backup to have, but boy, I thought he just looked to me to be so stationary himself. He almost looked. It almost sometimes looked like Rudolph was out there, and I hope that's going to be changing for the backup. Because if this is going to be a case in today's NFL, I don't find a stationary quarterback is as effective like it was in the day. So, great to see, like I say, Pickett seems to have all the motions and maneuvers and just the poise and patience and the eyes. Um, just a remarkable young man, and Pickens as well. And now, just to see Fairmouth coming along, you knew that was going to happen. And now to even see Warren doing quite well in the running game. There's so many positives, but I got to tell you, this Austin the third is just something. His speed is phenomenal and unbelievable. And McFarland had a good game. So overall, great game. I don't like preseason games. I'll be quite honest because I find you're not getting enough. But just to see that it did in game two, where it seems like they will use some of that starting lineup for a bit, and to the way they contained Allen, it was very impressive. And I'm just super impressive, and it's starting to look like Tomlin has the magic with that defense to knowing how to contain Allen, and that's impressive because that's one hell of a quarterback and one hell of a team. So overall, that's great news for us, and I'm looking at it as we could be in for a surprise of our life, even though we have the toughest division in football. If this is any indication, we might be one of the top runners to really make a change in that AFC, and it would be nice to see because of I tell you with the overall, I'm still getting used to the new roster compared to just last year. There was so much work done to it. So great job, Steelers! Go Steelers! Go Steelers Nation! Go! We love it. This is the way we need to go, and things are working wonderfully. And like I said, I just see a totally different attitude in this squad, and it's a good one. It's a positive change. So please hit the likes and subscribes. Muchly appreciated. Tell your friends all about it. That this is also a Steelers channel. Like I said, I will separate this once I know how to do that. But for the time being, it's going to fall under my Center Ice channel, which is a hockey channel. But I'm gonna work on both. Try to do a video a week for football season. So thank you for joining me, and until next week, till our next opponent, it shall be interesting. Whereas Game 3 doesn't seem to be as big of importance to a lot of teams. So I like what we see. So again, uh, the curtain is closing in on the opposition, right? That's my slogan for my channel that I will be opening. I can't release the name until I know how to separate the channels. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. And we will catch you in the next. And go Steelers, go, and go Steelers Nation. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. We'll catch you in the next episode.